Hey y'all, I'm going to get on and do some AWAC wrestling profiles. These are going to take care of some of the mid-carders of the AWAC promotion. Some interesting gimmicks here, including my own gimmick, the Safety Patrol, which I'm going to highlight first. The Safety Patrol consists of Mizz, which is me, and Jake Hansen, who is known as Blackhawk in Stick'em Chat, if you're in Stick'em Chat. The whole gimmick behind the Safety Patrol is that we're purist wrestlers. We don't believe in aerial or hardcore fighting. We do mat wrestling, we do power moves, and that's it. The reason this is because I was attacked by a wrestler named Xavier previously, and he injured me, or I was injured in the match, and I kind of took it against him because he's a high-flying type guy, and so I kind of went against that type of style, and now we are opposing that style. Jake is currently on a quest. I'm kind of his manager. I'm also a wrestler too, but I'm kind of his manager at this point, and he's going to next week. He's going to try to take out the current aerial champion, CJ Carpenter, in a match next week on Warzone. So check that one out. I'll have a rooting interest in that one. Next one, Frosty Chillingsworth, the Mad Ice Cream Man. He's a mysterious individual. He carries a cane with an ice cream cone on top of it, which nobody knows what that does yet, but you'll figure it out soon. And he's the manager to Madman. Next one, Michael Leone. He burst onto the scene as a member of the leader of Evolution, and he's the former NWWF champion, which is the promotion that Mike Miodred was running before he purchased ECW2 and fused them together. But he lost it to Byron Giant, who is the current champion. He's currently in a feud with Montoya, who is also a member of Evolution, because Montoya wants a title shot at Byron, and if he has to go through Leone to do it, he will, and apparently Leone's in the way. The feud hasn't got any heat yet, but it will soon. His finisher is the RKO, which is a dynasty cutter. It's called the dynasty cutter. I'm sorry, the other way around. And he has really good all-around skills. He's a really solid wrestler. The next one's Cyrus Creed. He's a sociopath. He pretty much all he likes to do is hurt people, and that's really all that matters. He's feuded with Miodred, and he's been in a tag team with Cam Barkley. He's on Team Lucero in the 8-man tag at New Genesis. He's a power wrestler. He has the torture rack as a finisher. He calls it the rack, and he also does a two-handed chokeslam called the Punisher. Terminal Shock. This is the sickest high flyer. He's got the best aerial ability, I think, in the AWAC, at least to my knowledge. Right now he's feuding against Phantom, who is Chase, the Phantom UFC fan. On YouTube, if you watch the MMA videos. They're both high flyers. I'll get to Phantom in a minute, but they're gonna fight in a ladder match at New Genesis, which should be interesting. And that's a debut match. It's not on the website yet. You got a little piece of info. He's got a lot of finishers and some excellent finishers from any wrestling standpoint. He's got the shock absorber, which is a mule kick. He's got a splash shocker, which is a 450 splash, and that's his best one is the shock core, which is a somersault corkscrew senton. That's the shit. The next one's Gaijin Samurai. He's taken a run at the lightweight title, but recently he hasn't really done much recently. He aided Blackhawk. He tried to help him, and Blackhawk didn't appreciate that. And now they're gonna feud, and they're gonna be in a mask versus match at New Genesis. So the loser of that match has to get rid of their mask. And if you know anything about the masked wrestlers in Japan or in Mexico, that's a big honor to wear the mask in the ring, and to remove it is pretty disgraceful. So that's a very big match, and that won't be heated. We're gonna go with Komatose. He's a big-time fan favorite. If any of you know Delirious, he's kind of like that as far as his gimmick. He doesn't, except for Delirious does try to do promos, although he does not speak English. Komatose does not speak at all. So he's kind of like just completely silent, but the fans love him anyway. He's just a crazy high flyer. He doesn't even have a finisher. He just, like, whatever he feels like doing, he does it. He's what we in the industry like to call a spot monkey. I mean, if you need a guy to dive off the top of the building, Komatose is gonna do it. Currently, he's just, you know, being Komatose. He doesn't really need a belt. He just goes around, does, you know, kind of like Delirious. He fights. Delirious, you know, he does the Hangman 3 thing, but it doesn't really matter. It's just he fights people. Next one is Maiden Woad. This is a female. She feuded with Nadala, which is a man, because of his mistreatment to women earlier in her career. And she won a women's gauntlet match, and she was champion. But then she lost the belt to Mariska, the current champion, and she lost in the she lost in a rematch. And then she tried to fight Mariska again, but she was unsuccessful at the tournament. The woman in the women's battle royal, which was the first round of the women's tournament. So she's had no success as far as trying to get back to the belt. Her finishers are bulldog, or tornado DDT, a guillotine choke. She's a power plus, and she has some aerial ability too. She's a really pretty strong wrestler. The next one is Faith. She's a woman. She was in the women's gauntlet match, as most of the women in the AWAC promotion were. She went on a winning streak all the way until currently she's in the finals of the women's #1 contender tournament. The winner is going to fight Mariska at New Genesis. I'm assuming that that's going to clear up at Warzone, the finals. She is the strongest female in the AWAC promotion. She's a monster, womanly speaking. Her moves are the Faith Bomb, which is a power bomb, and the Reactionary Faith, which is a like kind of like a Tree of Woe neck breaker, if you can imagine that. Phantom is the last one I'm going to be doing today. He's a fan favorite. As I said, the Phantom UFC fan from he was a fan favorite, sorry. He's a Phantom UFC fan from YouTube. He was a really highly ranked lightweight. He's kind of got a striking style and a high flying style, and he's pretty good on the mat too. He won the lightweight title, the first ever lightweight title, against Xavier, and then he took on a bunch of different contenders for a while, and he eventually lost his belt in a scaffolding match to Austin Blake. He blames terminal shock for his loss of the title, and that pretty much started their feud that's going on right now. They've been going back and forth. I mean, some crazy matches. There's nobody has the lead in that feud. It's just back and forth. They're gonna main event Warzone this week. Him and Terminal Shock, and then they're gonna fight at New Genesis in the ladder match. His finishers are the Frog Splash and the Lion Salt. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna hit you up with probably at least 2 or 3 more of these. Get you familiar with the wrestlers that we're working with currently. If you have any suggestions as far as what kind of wrestlers you think we need, if you have any gimmicks, I mean, always message us with that. We'll decide if, you know, they go in ultimately, but we are interested in what you have to say. We're also interested, we're definitely interested in if you have any interest. So I mean, if you watch the video, please leave a comment, please rate, definitely subscribe, because we're going to be coming out with a lot of material here as we just started this YouTube page. We definitely want to know what you guys think, so leave us some messages and take it easy.